Thinking about buying a home? Well, hold up. Don't call your bank, don't book a showing, and whatever you do, do not fall in love with that one perfect property that you saw online. At least, not yet. There are actually 10 critical things that every smart buyer must do first, and skipping even one of them can cost you tens of thousands of dollars, endless stress, or worse, missing out on that dream home altogether. And in this video, I'm going to be walking you through the exact process I coach my buyers through here in Victoria, BC. And these are the same steps that help buyers buy with clarity, confidence, and no regrets. Whether you're a first-time home buyer or it's been a while since your last purchase, this is your real estate prep checklist. My name is G, I'm a local realtor here in Victoria, BC, and make sure you stay until the end because tip number 10, most people don't even think about and at least never do it altogether. And it's one of the biggest reasons deals fall apart. So let's get going. Number one, get crystal clear on your why. This sounds simple, but it's one of the most overlooked steps. Before you even start looking at listings, you need to be 100% honest with yourself. Why are you buying? Your why is going to be really your compass. It's going to guide you through every decision you'll make, from location to budget to timeline. Are you looking to say, stop paying rent and build equity, get more space for a growing family, shorten your commute or move closer to loved ones, invest for the long term, or simply have more stability and control over your living situation? The clearer your why, the easier every decision is going to become. You'll be able to filter out noise and focus more on what truly matters. It also helps to stay calm and grounded when your emotions kick in during the process, because they absolutely will. And pro tip, write down the top 3 reasons, say in a notebook or on your phone, and revisit them often. This becomes your personal mission statement for the journey ahead. Number 2, know your numbers. Home buying is emotional, but financing is mathematical. You need to know exactly what your true financial picture is before you even look at a single home. Start with your monthly income after tax. All recurring expenses like rent, subscriptions, insurance, and anything else you pay on a monthly basis. Plus any debts like car payments, student loans, credit cards. Then you also want to factor in your saving goals, emergency funds, and lifestyle costs, such as how often you like to eat out, do you like to travel, do you have kids and their activities. Once you got a real handle on your current budget, you can begin assessing what kind of monthly mortgage payment is realistic. Not just think about what the bank says you can afford. And a pro tip is aim to keep your housing costs, including mortgage, taxes, and utilities, under 35% of your gross income. That's how you can buy a home and still enjoy your life. Number 3, check and strengthen your credit. Your credit score isn't just a number. It's one of the biggest factors that can help determine what interest rate you'll qualify for, how much house can you afford, and whether you'll even get approved in the first place. And even small increases in your credit score can save you tens of thousands of dollars over time. And here's what you can do. You can use free accounts like Borrowell or Credit Karma to pull your credit report. These are Canadian services. You can look for errors such as old accounts, incorrect balances, duplicate entries. You can pay down, say, high interest debts to improve your utilization ratio. And you can avoid opening any new credit lines during this process. Now, I'm not a financial advisor, so this, of course, isn't financial advice. This is just my own opinion, and you have to do your own research and speak to professionals to help you with this. But a pro tip for me is, if your credit score is, say, under 680, give yourself maybe 3 to 6 months to rebuild it if it's worth the wait, and that better rate may pay off in the long run. But as I mentioned, I'm not a financial advisor. I can't give financial advice. This is just my own opinion in my own situation and based on what I've done in the past. So make sure you speak to a financial advisor to help build your credit score further. Number 4, build or boost your down payment. Yes, in Canada, you can buy a home for as little as 5% down. But bigger down payments actually unlock a few things. Lower monthly payments, better mortgage terms, and more negotiating power with lenders and sellers. And here's the breakdown. For down payment for under $500,000 purchase price, you'll have to put down 5% minimum. Now from $500,000 up to just under $1.5 million, it's an additional 10%. But if you put down 20%, you avoid CMHC insurance and get preferred lender treatment. And ways you can boost the down payment are save automatically with pre-authorized transfers, tap into, say, an RRSP or the first-time home buyer savings account. You can use your tax-free savings for tax-free withdrawals, or accept a gift from family. Just make sure you track it properly with correct documentation. Now, I'm not a mortgage broker, so I can't go deep into this. This is just based on information I have on hand. You really need to speak to a mortgage broker to make sure all this is correct based on your situation. So make sure you speak to them about how much down payment you need, because it might change depending on your situation. Even if the minimum is say 5% or 10%, you may have to put down more because your situation is different. So make sure you speak to a mortgage broker with everything you do with your down payment and mortgage rates and everything you do with your mortgage. Which brings me to point number 5. Get pre-approved by a mortgage broker. This isn't optional. It's step number 1 before touring a single home. Pre-approval gives you a clear budget and range, locked in rates for 90 to 120 days, confidence when making offers, and the ability to move fast in a hot market. And why do you want to work with, say, a mortgage broker versus your bank? Brokers have access to more lenders, not just one, and they can offer a bit more flexibility for self-employed or non-traditional buyers. And they really, I find, fight for you to get you the best rates and terms. And a pro tip is ask for a full underwritten pre-approval, not just a verbal estimate. That means submitting all your documentation now and not scrambling for them later, because you want a clear picture about how much you're approved for, not that you get an acceptable offer and now you're giving them documentation. Because things can change as soon as they look at that documentation you provide. So do that firsthand and do not accept just a verbal estimate. Number 6, research neighborhoods thoroughly. The home matters, but location actually shapes your entire lifestyle. And questions to consider are, what's the commute like? Is there walkability to shops, parks, or schools? Are property values stable or are they increasing? And is there, say, ongoing construction or development nearby? Look at the crime rates, future zoning changes, and transit access. Also, you want to think about the long term. Will this area still work for you, say, in 5 to 10 years? And a pro tip is, visit the area at, say, different times in the day, during rush hour, evening, weekends. You'd be amazed about how different a neighborhood really feels once the sun goes down or traffic picks up. Number 7, define your must-haves versus nice-to-haves. Every buyer has a dream list, but in life, no home is perfect, and you really need to separate your essentials from what's ideal. Must-haves might include the number of bedrooms, yard for pets or kids, dedicated workspace, parking or garage, or you don't want to be a part of a strata at all if you're looking for a detached home. Now, nice-to-haves might be ensuite bathroom, gas range, fireplace, or a view or a backyard with a hot tub. Understanding this really helps you stay focused and avoid emotional impulse purchases that really don't align with your core needs anyways. And a pro tip is, if you're buying with a partner, each of you should make a list and then compare them. And you may want to compromise and see what will happen, because it's better to plan now, early on, than trying to figure things out once you start looking at homes and you're trying to figure out, like, what do you like, what don't you like, what do you want to give up? Understand this before you even start touring homes. Number 8, you want to assemble your team. You need more than just a realtor. You need a real estate team built around your goals. And that includes a responsive, knowledgeable real estate agent who knows the area inside and out, a solid mortgage broker, a detail-oriented real estate lawyer or notary that actually deals with real estate. Not just they're doing a one-off for you because they give you a good rate. You want a trustworthy home inspector that will thoroughly look through the property and give you a full report of everything going on that they can see. That you also want an insurance broker, because especially if you're buying, say, older homes or a strata, you want to be able to call on them early on to make sure you understand what your insurance rates will be. And a pro tip is, choose professionals who actually answer your calls, that explain things clearly and put your needs above the transaction. Your team is really your shield, and they're there to support you. Number 9, understand the hidden costs. The down payment is only part of the puzzle, and many first home buyers are actually shocked by all the extra fees that pop up. So common hidden costs could be property transfer tax, unless you qualify for exemption, legal fees and disbursements, title insurance, home inspection, appraisal in some cases, CMHC insurance if you put that under 20% down payment, and then there's moving costs, cleaning, utility hookups. So I really say budget for 1.5% to 3% of your purchase price for closing costs. Now, of course, it depends on the size of the property, type of the home, and your own personal situation, but it kind of gives you a framework to really build on. And a pro tip is, ask your realtor or lawyer for a closing cost estimate before you make an offer, not after. Number 10, Get mentally and emotionally ready. This is one of the most important but least talked about parts of the home buying process. Your mindset is just as important as your mortgage. Buying a home is exciting and nerve-wracking, rewarding and emotional, strategic and at times unpredictable. You might lose out on a home or you'll second guess yourself. You'll have moments of doubt, which is definitely normal, but if you've done the prep and you can stay calm, flexible, and focused, things are going to work out much better and you'll be able to make a decision with a clear mind. And a pro tip is, remember, the right home will come. The best buyers aren't the fastest, they're the most prepared. And there you go, 10 essential tips to take before buying your home. And if you follow these, you'll walk into the market with a clear plan, financial confidence, and way less stress. And this is how smart buyers really win. Not by rushing, but by preparing properly. And if you're thinking about buying or selling anywhere in Victoria, BC, or if you just want real answers for someone who actually lives here and works here, I'd love to help. You can book a no-pressure consult using the link in my description. Otherwise, don't forget to hit that like button if this was helpful, subscribe for more local real estate tips, and drop a comment about what's your biggest question about buying right now. Thanks for watching. I'm G with eXp Realty, and I'll see you in the next video.